welcome to Nerds
Against... Whoa. You've had your time in charge. Now I'm taking over. Welcome to the Nerds Against Normality podcast. This podcast can't be reasoned with, can't be bargained with, and absolutely will not stop until we've roasted your favourite films. This week we're diving into the Terminator, the 1984 masterpiece that taught us machines are evil, time travel makes no sense, and that Arnie's naked arrival is just Tuesday in LA. I'm Harry Bowles, your host, future resistance leader against cinematic ignorance. I haven't seen half the classics, but I'm here to learn or die trying. With me is my wife Stacey, film nerd, pop culture assassin, and the real brains behind this operation. Basically, she's my Sarah Connor before all the pull-ups.
Hey!
And then there's Ben Sheridan, a man so overloaded with film trivia, Skynet flagged him as a threat.
As well as multiple police agencies.
Just to warn you all, this podcast contains heavy swearing and the occasional bullying of both Stacey and Ben.
Somehow Harry gets away with it scot-free.
I'm the host, I won't bully myself. And if you try to bully me, I'll cut it. As always, if you haven't already, you can catch us on the social medias. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, TikTok, blah, 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 you know the drill, to keep up with all our new releases. Before we get into the film review, I'd like to just have a little catch up. One thing that you've got into or finished or watched or whatever since the last review. Ben, I'll start with you. What's your one thing?
Thanks, Ben.
Nothing major for me at the moment. It's been a bit of a quiet one. I've just generally been working very, very hard on The Witcher Season 5 for Netflix. You might have heard of it.
Never heard of it. Who's in it?
Henry Cavill.
Oh.
Until a point.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't even seen Witcher 4 yet.
Yeah.
When does that come out?
I can't tell you. I know the date, but I'm under real heavy NDAs.
So it's mad. I never realised how far in advance people film stuff. So the fact that you're recording?
Yeah, it's
recording season 5.
Season 5 is an audio podcast now.
Yeah,
It's an audio-only drama.
Yeah, narrated by Natalie Portman.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is she?
As is tradition.
Yeah.
No.
Netflix have her under contract. She records everything.
She narrates our podcast.
Yeah. You know the Netflix that's not like...
And she has to do that for every single film.
You think you just film it once,
no.
but you don't. Yeah.
That's what makes every film.
The placeholder for that was mental. It was, I need more water. They keep playing that bit through the Netflix intros like to okay, I really need to get home now.
So you're on season 5.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
The final season, right?
Final season.
That's not a secret. That's
no,
been announced.
that is open secret. Open secret. No,
open
that
secret.
is that is officially it's the last season. So apparently the reason apparently the release date is what it is because it's Netflix, and you've got so many other things we're competing against.
So they don't want to clash of time.
No, you don't want to be having like two of your biggest hitters, and
I suppose they're also keeping an eye on like Disney and Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you don't want to be releasing at the same time as them. But like, isn't Stranger Things also got its final season coming out at some point?
Rumour has it's this year.
Yeah.
Rumour has it, and then there's other like big heavy hitters like Emily in Paris has also got its final season. Don't give me that look, Stacey.
Thank God it's a final season though, because I love it, but it's really wearing thin.
How much more of Paris can she see?
Yeah, I know. Oui.
Okay. Oh right, that's got its final season coming out, and then there's loads of other stuff which they're like, it's going to be a big hit. You want Netflix or Disney, where you want to have a big thing every month.
Yeah,
like that's
get
literally
the
what they
binges
want.
in.
Yeah, you want streaming. You want your streaming service to have the biggest ever thing every single month for 12 months, which is a bit mental. So yeah, going to be doing that, and then I might be moving on to Marvel Vision Quest as well, potentially. Doing a bit of that. So yeah, just basically been work for me. Haven't really seen anything new, and I'm only allowed to say one thing, so I thought I'd talk about that.
Any more, we start hitting.
I've just been on the old end. You were warned. Moving
what have you been
on.
up to?
It'll come as a complete surprise to you, Harry Bowles, who doesn't live here through Monday to Friday.
But I do live here on weekends.
Nice.
Because someone's got to look after the dog, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I have been playing through and finishing Astrobot on PlayStation
the full
5.
game?
Yes.
Ooh, how was it?
It's really fun. It's because I played the Is it a demo version, would you say?
It's like a
that
tech demo from
came
PS5.
out?
Came out with this is the one that came with the PS5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got halfway through that, never finished it.
You should, it's very good.
Okay.
It's very addictive, but I didn't appreciate that they released a whole actual game for it. But it's just exactly the same. It's really good. It's very Moorish because it's an easy platformer. So like if you fuck up, it's not like the end.
It's very
of the world.
forgiving.
It's very like all ages, family play, and that sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Apart from the hidden levels,
Yeah.
I quoted there, you can't hear that.
No, again,
I'll do it really fast.
Whoa! Bloody hell, you blew me back in my rocking chair.
Amazing.
Yeah. So this obviously was Game of the Year, which helped me win my bet with Ben. Is it Game of the Year worthy?
I don't think I can really answer that question because I'm not like as gamey as you guys, but it's really good.
It's no house flipper.
Exactly. It's probably still best game that I've played where it fully utilises the controller. It still keeps that mechanic of like when you're tapping the R2 L2s, it feels like
It has the feedback
thing.
Yeah. So that's really cool. It's really clever how they integrate some of the characters as almost like collectibles from the classic games. Like we had a lot of fun trying to guess who they were. But in this game version, in each of the worlds, the final end planet that you go on is a homage to that thing. So there was a God of War level where they have like they use the axe mechanic, and there was a Horizon level where they utilise the crossbow and they have the big machine animals and stuff.
Was there any in the game which you specifically were like, I recognise that, and that's such a cool throwback?
Yeah, loads.
Oh wow, that.
They've got loads in there. I would
so
like to
many.
just go on like the website and find them all, because there were some games on there which I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck is that from?
Yeah.
Apparently I think there's like over 100 games that are mentioned.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's 300 of them.
But apparently on the PlayStation Store, only 25 of them are actually available to buy.
I'm kind of not surprised by that though, because there are some that are really, really old classics.
Yeah.
They use so many of them that I'm not sure if they would do a sequel or what that would look like. But nonetheless, it was a really fun game. And then as Harry was saying, the hidden worlds, once you finish the game, you can go back in and find tiny little levels, which are too hard for me. They're like proper old school platformy, I would describe it. So
No checkpoints. You just got to run the level in one. They're not long levels.
I had to get Harry involved.
They are challenging.
Nice. I quite like that though.
I really recommend it. The only, not downside for me, but I think, and you didn't see this bit, but the end enemy wasn't great.
It's a generic alien, isn't it?
It's a generic alien, but also like there's nothing to the level either. Like you're just getting from A to B. Like it wasn't. It just
still
wasn't
stand
a big build
that when you get
Wasn't a big
all of
build-up.
them, because you haven't caught all of the minions, or the bots.
Yeah,
I think when you get all of them,
one.
there will be a
secret
proper
boss.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very Moorish. It's like I've got a spare 10 minutes. I'm gonna quickly whack it on.
That's what I do when I've got a spare 10 minutes.
Whacking on.
That's whacking on.
No, you're screaming at
No,
kids.
I'm whacking off.
You're,
Two
you're,
to
screaming,
whack, 8 to recover.
you're screaming at kids on Rocket League.
That's true.
That's part of the whacking off. Fuck to whack, fuck to shout kids on Rocket League.
What's your one thing?
Mute.
So my one thing is I finally got around to watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 4. This one's like gold something or other.
Gold Star or Gold Rush.
Something like that. Gold
Yeah,
Rush
yeah,
makes it does something. When I go to bed, I have this. I'm really cool. I have like a headband that I put on, like a jogger's headband, and it has 2 speakers that it has on your ears. And to be fair, your sister bought it for me, and we both kind of went, "Oh, it probably won't be very good sound quality." Surprisingly good. And I literally put my phone on a stand, and I watched Claymore, and I watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, that's quite cool.
It's really good for our marriage.
It is, actually. Because you snore a lot. And you do. You do.
I sleep in the cupboard.
I'll get you a headband.
Thank you, mate.
It's okay. You can connect to the same one. We'll watch it together.
But I won't be able to see it because
No,
facing you and I'll be facing like the back of it. So you'll just have to describe.
You'll have a gist.
Yeah.
Have a
I
gist.
can look at your facial expression like, wow, that looks like a really good bit.
He looks really excited. Oh, he's masturbating again.
She's playing Rocket League.
So I watched seasons 1, 2 and 3 years ago. I'm talking about 5-6 years ago. And I just dropped it because it was a slow release for season 4 and 5. But they're out and they're done. So I thought, you know what, sod it, suck it up. And if you're into weird Japanese, super Japanese, a little bit pervy, I'm not selling it. But it's very good.
It's very anime.
It's so anime. But the animation is good, the fights are good, the character development's very good as well.
Is that why I wake up to sticky sheets?
Yeah, probably. It's an all-male cast, so it's very exciting.
Should play from the cupboard. I then move onto the sheets to sleep. I'm going to do that for 2 hours every night.
You curl up at the end.
I do curl up at the end of the bed.
And then when he gets up, it rips like Velcro.
Absolutely. I secrete a residue, let's put it that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. I would thoroughly recommend it. It's on Netflix. And I would probably say season 3 was the best.
Okay.
So season 4 is not quite as good. I'm not going to go too far into it, but season 5 has started on the next generation of JoJo's. And it's gone weird. It's all females this time, first time in the series. And in the first episode, it goes...
Quote unquote first time.
There we go. First time. And yeah, so the main girl, she's in prison. And the first joke they make is that she got caught by the guard masturbating. And I was like, this is a very different vibe.
It's so anime.
Yeah.
Why do you like this show?
Reasons.
Okay.
And it's Japanese anime. I love it. Like, I really do love it.
You couldn't recommend it to like your mum though, could you?
We've had this discussion before, I think. It's like a cornerstone of my childhood, but it's either so sort of serious and like good, like I'd say Dragon Ball's like fairly quite serious with itself, and like Attack on Titan and Berserk and all that, or you go the complete opposite way when you get like Hunter x Hunter or something, or JoJo. So there's no middle ground here.
No,
it's either one or the other.
Master Roshi's pretty horny.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball is horny. Dragon Ball Z is not as horny.
Yeah. We have a horny scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Let's start a new podcast.
All right. So on that note, we've just
Speaking of
chatted
horniness.
Yeah. Let's get on with the film review.
Let's watch a couple of nude men.
On with the review.
On with the review.
Right. So as I mentioned before, this week we're reviewing the 80s classic, The Terminator. Finally a good film.
Yes.
Right. Released.
Whoa, spoilers.
Yeah. Spoiler that classic film from like 40 years ago is really good.
But just in case anyone hasn't seen it, we will be doing spoiler free. We'll be doing a spoiler free.
No, we will not.
Yes, we will.
No, we will not. Right. So released in 1984, this was the breakout film for legendary director James Cameron. Mm-hmm. The film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, and Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese.
That's Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean is in it.
Is his name Michael Biehn?
It is, yeah. I had to YouTube how to pronounce his name because it's spelled Biehn. So it currently has a 8.1 IMDb rating,
8.1.
which is fucking good,
Very
right?
good.
It is
very
good, but the IMDb stuff is all over the place with this rating.
Yeah, but that's because we live in a generation of it's either 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Thank you, Football.
Sorry, I forgot that was to my lips. So when I went like, Linda Hamilton's on the screen. Sound the alarm.
Back in the room.
Cast let's be professional here, mate.
I'll throat punch you.
So, box office prediction time. It cost... Ben, what did it cost? Bearing in mind it's 84. So, long time ago.
25 million.
Oh, that's going big for 84.
Can I change my answer?
No.
Alright.
I'm going slightly higher. So
You've gone 25.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 35, Bill.
You're going
I
for
thought
35.
you were going to go 10 less.
No, because I think it had a lot of cutting edge CGI for the time.
Okay. Well, I think you'll both be surprised because I was massively surprised.
Go on.
6.4.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
6.5
cheap.
million.
Yeah.
Gosh, you get more for money back then.
Yeah.
That's like one flat now.
In a house share.
In a very poor neighbourhood.
How much do you think it made return
Oh,
worldwide?
230 million.
230.
is this just on this film, not the franchise?
Just this film. And it's not counting re-releases. It's not counting
The
afterwards.
original
it's
box
just
office.
the box office run.
Yeah, I'm going to say 230 million. Stace?
Okay, then I will go up again. I'm going to go for 350 mil.
350 mil. Okay, so you both went quite high. It was 78.3.
Okay, but
Which-
still...
But off 6.5 million,
Yeah, it's still
that's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, it's a great turnaround, right?
Is that just for the time, though? Because I imagine since then it's done even more.
Oh yeah, of course they would have released toys, video games,
Yeah.
like
Every-
loads of stuff. It's a massive franchise now.
Before streaming, every film has a 10-year shelf life, where you take the total at the end is like at the end of the
And your
10 years.
rentals, yeah.
merchandise, re-releases, all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah,
And also, arguably, Arnie's film career can all be attested to this film, I'd say. So you've got his whole box office takings.
I don't think it was everyone. I'm sorry, I know we'll go into this, but like obviously, to Christ, you all know what the plot of this bloody film is, most of you. But again, we will be doing a spoiler-free review.
Absolutely fucking not. So literally, plot summary. Everyone knows Terminator. It's iconic. The machines are losing the war.
Printers
in
are taking
2029. Yeah, HP's everywhere.
Microsoft Vista is at its prime.
It's taking over the world. But John Connor, he's gone. No, enough of that. Where's the hard reset? I need to turn off the modem. They're about to win the war. This is word for word. This is on IMDb.
This is actually in the beginning of the opening monologue of Terminator.
Have you Alt F4'd?
Yeah. So he's doing all that. He's tried all that. And they're about to win the war. And the machines are like, right, fuck that noise. Let's send Arnold Schwarzenegger back to the 80s. We'll kill Sarah Connor because if we kill the resistance leader, there'll be no resistance. Happy days.
Yeah.
John Connor says, also fuck that noise. I'm going to send you, my best soldier, Carl Reese.
With your little...
Michael Boyne.
With your mini, with your little Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Your tweed jacket.
Straight in there. You're going back. And to protect Sarah Connor because she needs to live for John Connor to be born. That's the plot. Right. What makes this film tick? What's your initial thoughts, Ben?
Where do I start? I love the concept. I think the concept... There's not really been anything like this since, if that makes sense.
What about Terminator 2?
Apart from Terminator 2.
What about Terminator 3?
And Terminator 3.
4? No.
Well, I'll draw the line at 5. Okay, maybe 6. And the Universal ride. It's just a really good concept. Like, bear in mind, it's the, 84?
Yeah, 84.
84 this came out. Like, you didn't have a kind of time travel, you're going back in time to stop the past, the future from happening, and the villain of this had never been done. Like, you had never had, like, a killer robot from the future. But if you, as you say it, it sounds so 80s.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So much the aesthetic, I think, of like what we think of 80s now has come from this sort of film. It's like all very like smoky, and there's a lot of like there's like laser guns everywhere, and it's all like synth music.
Oh, we had a very good time with the synth music.
Yeah, I know exactly which bit you're talking about, and we will get to that.
I went in thinking this is a great soundtrack because we all know the bum 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 bum.
I'm going to say
The rest of it, though, yeah.
controversial opinion. I think that is the only good bit about any Terminator soundtrack is the actual.
And it's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because you sort of know the ending of it as well as you go in. Like you know that because in it before this in the back they win. Humanity wins the fight.
They've
Like, that is
literally
the final
they've turned off
battle.
the modem.
Yeah, its modem's gone.
It's gone.
Sky will be here any day now to pick this up. Hopefully, we're getting fibre optic, lads.
So quick.
Not an antivirus.
We have not listened. We haven't learned a thing. But obviously they win. They win the fight, but then but the threat is still there because it's like, well, but they've just sent one back. But obviously John sort of knows all this already. Do you know what I mean? You can tie yourself in knots with this sort of.
I have later on the definitive answer to the time travel.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Can I say, though, when we watched it, we had to pause it because we were like, wait, hang on, how does the time travel work? And then we realised that this whole film was actually pointless because if they hadn't sent Arnie back, then Reese would never have come back and John would never have been created and the whole Terminator thing would never have happened. So we don't need this film.
There is that is the one thing about these films that gets very confusing very quickly is the time travel, but we'll get to that.
No, I'm going to fast forward it and I will explain it to you now.
You time travelled yourself! Whoa! Other Harry's here!
And if you press fast forward on your Spotify, I'll time travel again.
Oh my God! There's two Harrys! One of them's got his trousers down!
One of them's punching me in the face.
No, that's both of them!
They're going for it.
They're both jogging in!
So, time travel in the Terminator is based on a single closed loop timeline, right? Often called a predestination paradox. Here's how it works. So, it's closed because the timeline was always meant to happen that way. The machines are destined to lose the war. Kyle was destined to go back, which means that John was destined to be born. So at that point in 2029, the timeline then starts again from 84. So he is then destined to be born. It is closed.
It will always. The loop always ends at that point in 2029 and just resets itself.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a closed loop.
So how do you factor Terminator 2, 3, 4,
well, that's
5,
the thing,
6 into
right?
this?
So that's for a different review.
We're only reviewing the first
We're
film.
only doing the first one.
James Cameron probably thought this film would take about £4 and was like, call it quits.
Yeah. Ha.
And then once he made money, he was like, yeah, it's a closed time loop.
There's a toy
thing.
of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, really like this film. Funny enough, I watched Terminator 2 first.
Yeah, same.
It wasn't until years later I watched Terminator 1, and it's still... There's a few little bits in it which are a little bit clunky. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the T-800 or the face masks.
Yeah, like the eye.
Yeah.
The eye thing is a big thing. But also, like, again, it's the fucking 80s. They're working with...
And it had a shoestring budget.
Yeah, also, I actually quite like the stop motion Terminator in it.
Yeah. It's a bit terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like the way... I also don't really like the way stop motion stuff moves anyway. I find it quite frightening. So, like, that coming at you...
All they needed to
frightening.
do was push him over.
I do think it would be like
3 ton.
turtle on his back situation. So what did you like about it other than the time travel confusion?
I've seen it before, yes. It's a science fiction classic. I mean, most of the same points as Ben, really. I think this film has a great 80s science fiction aesthetic. A lot of it reminded me of your favourite film, Blade Runner.
Yes. There's a few bits in the trivia that kind of nodded that this has influenced a lot of future films. Blade Runner was one of them.
Oh, yeah, so I say, which came first, this or Blade Runner? This came first.
This came first.
Okay.
I think it's got kind of like a dark tinge to the filming of it. It's all kind of low-level colours or like blues and blacks and that kind of thing. It's very smoky. There was one scene in particular that reminded me of Blade Runner. I can't remember now, but I think it's when he's running through a street and it's all kind of crowded and there's lots of things going on.
I know it's a bit. Yeah, it's just after the nightclub scene.
And also when they go through the shopping centre and you've got the mannequins and things like that, that was very Blade Runner-y. So it's very of its time. But it also, like Ben said, it was a clear time travel theme that, other than when you explained it to me.
I'll mansplain it again.
If you could.
New podcast.
I'll go back in time and explain.
Oh, it's 3 of them now. No, Stacey.
This one's kicking.
He's windmilling his arms.
But in retrospect, what I like about this film that you don't have in the others for obvious reasons is Reese's character, in the sense that he's very sweet, he's very lovable, but he's kind of mysterious. You don't know a lot about him, and it's not until the end of the film that you realise who he is, and you never get to see him again in the franchise. So there's something quite special about that, I think. The special effects did hold up for me. We watched it in 4K, but I think it still looked really, really good, apart from the face scenes, which I thought was hysterically funny.
Yeah.
Characters and performances. The big three, we'll talk Linda Hamilton, Schwarzenegger, and
the bloke who gets shot in the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What's his name from Alien?
Bishop was there.
Bishop.
Yeah, he's the only person to have been killed by a predator, a Terminator, and an alien.
That's unfortunate.
What a guy.
Yeah, same character. Limped out of the police station like, oh, fuck this, I'm going to go join a mining ship. Oh, there's a program going there. Oh, no, I've been skewered by an alien. Fuck that, I'm going to go back to New York. No, there's a predator back here in my hometown.
Right, so digging into the characters and performances.
Arnie, I think this is a really interesting one watching it today, looking back, because you know what he became in his career and stuff. But I would really love to get someone's opinion of the time, because you said he'd done like a film before this, right?
He'd done 2. Look, to my knowledge, he'd done Hercules and he'd done Conan.
Oh, he had done.
He might have done others, but
no, that was the big 2.
But this was his breakout role. This is what made him.
This is also
a studio.
I also think still this is what he is most known for.
I would say.
I think if you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, like what film, what
Jingle
role?
All the Way.
Yeah.
Twins.
Twins. Kindergarten Dad. Cop.
Kindergarten Dad.
No, I'm late.
This is the film he's known for, and I would
Yes.
say it's the film he's destined to play.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
He's
Quite rightly.
perfect for it.
He is perfect for it because, let's be honest, he doesn't say a lot. He doesn't need to. He looks the part. And I would say that when he appears naked in the start of the show...
Which I might, in 4K, looked terrific. We paused it for 4 minutes.
Nice. You can see Tip.
Yeah. It was near his knee. How could you miss it?
Oh, goodness me.
I
don't
don't
need that as a Terminator.
I don't think that was in the script. I think he just turned up naked to set and he was like, well, hello.
Well, obviously now we have to send Kyle back naked.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, he was like, for fuck's sake, Arnold.
He's really good. I remember an interview, because he also kind of gets it as well. It sounds really weird, but he understood what the character needed.
Yeah.
Like, so much. Like, apparently he sat down with James Cameron, because it was between, I don't know if this is in your trivia, it was either him he was going to do it, or someone else super famous was going to do it, and they couldn't decide who.
There is a little bit of that.
Okay, but then he sat down with James Cameron over dinner, and he was like, look, if it's going to be a robot and this sort of stuff, like, he should never be, like, in my opinion, he should never be looking at a weapon while he's reloading it, because he would know how to do that, because he's a robot, and, like, he should always, it was his idea to make him always, like, turn his head.
Every room entrance.
Then turn the rest of his body, because you've got to orientate yourself, and he's like, that's what apparently he wanted in the role. It's like, oh, you get it, you get what he's trying to be. Also, the fact he looks fucking massive.
Yeah, it helps.
What's the fact? It looks like he literally could just be up another Terminator.
He's also, like, he says his catchphrases in this film are very, like, generic things, aren't they? Like, I could say, I'll be back. It doesn't mean as much, does it? Do you know what I mean?
I'd love to see you as a Terminator.
He makes it iconic.
I need to see Carl. I don't know why you'd have the accent, actually, thinking about it. I need to see Carl Reese. Oh, we're close. Oh, okay.
I'm really sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
I got the wrong Sarah. I'm really very sorry.
I'm so sorry.
So, Linda as Sarah... Firstly, she's great.
Bit of an icon. Bit of an icon for you.
Yes, but weirdly not in this film. Obviously,
Not until the end, I think.
She's an icon in Terminator 2, and
After the pull-ups.
After the pull-ups, not before, which I relate to her most.
What, after pull-ups?
After the pull-ups, clearly, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
in my
jacked.
Terminator.
You're always
form.
doing pull-ups.
Yeah, always. But because Cameron's thing is strong female leads in science fiction at this point, isn't it?
Which he then marries.
Does he?
He married Linda Hamilton after this.
Did he?
Yes.
Not surprised.
Don't poke the payroll.
That's what I say every day.
We're making money? When?
But she's very well acted in this film, I think. I think you fall in love with Sarah as a character right from the get-go, don't you? Because she's an everyday woman. She works in a cafe, she has a house share with a friend, and they're busy getting ready to go out, and she gets hunted down by a Terminator. It happens to us all.
Especially in this bloody day and age.
She gets stalked by a man on the street who she doesn't know if it's good man or bad man.
Looks a bit.
Well, I think back in '84 when this film came out, obviously there was no internet, there was no spoilers or anything. So I imagine people walking into the cinema, they knew Arnold was bad because obviously he'd killed people at this point. Yeah, right. But Kyle, at this point, it's not established whether he's trying to help her or hunt her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, he's rocking a shotgun and he's run from the police. You know.
Yeah, agree. But I just want to say, she really has a good journey in this film, and you see the Sarah, the iconic Sarah, coming through at the end. They allude to it in the film because they say, like, you're this strong woman and stuff, and she's like, me? Really? Like, what? But you see her become that by the end, and that's proven by the photo that's taken at the end of her in the car.
You see
being
the
like,
photo which
I'm doing this and stuff. So it's interesting for me because she's not a strong lead in this film, but she becomes one. So you get the more of the journey with her, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a good story arc. By the end of it, future resistance leader.
Is she the only human in the franchise to kill a Terminator? Because she's the one who does it.
T2, Sarah Connor, shotguns, and then Arnie takes him down.
Yeah, T3, Arnie kills her.
Self-destruct.
T4,
Christian Bale Terminator. I can't remember.
No, because it's not. No, it's not him. It's the other one. It's the other lad who kills him. Another Terminator kills him. So yeah, she might actually be. We could be wrong, but I think she is the only human to kill a Terminator.
Maybe
properly, which is quite appropriate.
Humble brag.
Yes, saying that to people.
she's redeemed through her arc with the second film, but if you would have only have had this film, it is still kind of problematic because she's only in the film because she gives birth to the saviour, who's a man.
Not just give birth.
She doesn't lead.
Yeah, she trains him to fight. She trains him to lead.
Well, no, they allude to that.
Yeah.
And like I say, you see that play out in other films, but in this film alone, she's only there. The plot point
Kyle
is for her
flat
to give
out
birth.
says.
I'm just saying.
Also,
And
probably
then she's
Carl Reese that gives
also-
birth to him.
Well,
No, that's 20.
Ah, my penis! Why is he coming out of my penis?
he lays an egg. And she relies on Reese. He saves her. She
Yeah, because at that point she is.
She is a waitress
Just
in it. Literally a waitress in a
everyday
cocktail
woman.
bar. He is a hardened soldier.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't expect her to. What about you, Harry? Any opinions?
Not anything fresh that you guys said, to be fair. Like I said, Arnie was just destined to play it. I think he's amazing. And then he's amazing in subsequent films. Even the lesser films, I think he's still a good part of the films. I look forward to seeing him kick ass regardless. Even in like Terminator Genesis.
That's what it's called.
I have, that film is shit, but I'll always be up for watching.
I think if he's on the the only bit of Genesis I like is when it's him against old Terminator.
Yeah,
and
all
that's the
for
bit
it.
is great. 'Cause I'm like, it's just two of them having a punch up. I think Carl Reese is really good in this as well. Like it would be so easy for him to sort of take a backseat role and be overshone by the fact it's like Sarah Connor, who's like technically like the main character, and Arnie's the Terminator, who's the main villain.
They have a good rapport. They have a good relationship.
They go
Obviously,
back-
Rocky to begin with, because let's face it, if he had just explained the situation a bit more calm and not let her bite him for 5 minutes,
Yeah, that would be fine.
it would have been.
We've all been there.
yeah, it's a bit questionable though, taking your son's best friend's virginity.
No, we've all been there.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. Whatever.
Awkward.
I like that the Terminator is an actual threat. Because even Carl Reese is scared of him. Because he never tries to fight him.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
survival.
He just has to run away from it. And obviously he says it in this. It's got no remorse. It doesn't eat. It doesn't sleep. It's just going to keep hunting us. And he's terrified in the police station. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, because we are fish in a barrel.
Yeah, literally, it's like, because there's nothing we can do here. And it knows we are here. So it's just stuff like that. I'm like, you're genuinely, like, it does so well at showing, like, this is not something to...
He even talks about, like, the weapons of that time. He's like, I don't think we can kill it with what we've got.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a shotgun and we can slow it down, but it's not stopping it.
I love that moment when they're like, don't listen to him, he's a maniac. And they're like, oh.
But he is meant... imagine someone saying that to you, being like, I'm from the future, and it's like yeah, you're clearly crazy.
Yeah.
There's 4 Harrys here.
And he's
And they're all kicking his wife!
And he's rocking homeless people's clothes at this point as well, isn't he? He's still
Yeah,
wearing like
yeah.
the shit-stained trousers and
true.
stuff. So,
I'm the hero. Please.
all right, so a little fun bit for you.
Of course.
If you had to pick a celebrity from now times, to go back into 1984 to save us from salvation, who are you picking? And why is it Jason Statham?
Dwayne Johnson.
You'd pick... I mean, he could probably wrestle the Terminator.
Exactly.
1v1
Who is our
me, bro.
biggest lad?
Who will send our biggest boy?
This guy, he's there in like clothes that are too small for him, like a tiny body vest. He's like, I'll go. Oh my god, he actually can't fit into the machine. He's so big.
He's so
I think we're
massive.
fine, lads. We can celebrate.
Would you not want like a prime Jet Li? Or, I don't know,
No martial arts is going to help you here.
or maybe you could get like Sir Ian McKellen to talk him down?
So Ian McKellen to talk him down.
Why not?
You shall not. Ah!
He's ripped my arm off! So we don't think we could talk him out of it? No?
We could get Daniel Day-Lewis on it because he'd go so method he would also become a Terminator.
That's true.
We need someone who's very good at running away. Tom Cruise. We send Tom Cruise
He's very
back.
small.
He is very small, but
When he runs at full sprint, that's like an average man's half sprint.
that is true.
You could get his illegitimate son that he refused to admit he was a father for, and then a DNA test proved it. I'd be
Who,
like,
Tom Cruise?
no, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was like,
Tom Cruise isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
God, that's a hell of a dynasty.
No,
He'd be the
It's
smallest,
me, Dad.
chunkiest boy you've ever seen.
it's me, Dad. Why won't you listen?
I don't know. It was a bit, I don't know. He's like really big. Oh no, because he's doing fucking everything. It'd be Chris Pratt.
It probably would be Chris Pratt.
It's probably gonna be Chris Pratt. He wouldn't volunteer for it. No, he deliberately you'd pick someone else and then he would just push them out of the way to do it.
I'm sticking with Dwayne Johnson, but accompanied by Kevin Hart.
Of course, because they are basically
I can imagine.
together.
I think one of them wants to come back. The other one doesn't. I'll be Jack Black.
Oh yeah, that would be good. To be fair.
But Jack Black, but you've got to bring Kyle with you. Because I just want to watch that. It's awkward to see what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going Dwayne The Rock Johnson
With Kevin Hart.
with Kevin Hart, obviously.
I think it's going to have to be Chris Pratt.
You're going.
I just feel like he would just push someone out of the way to go and do it himself.
Yeah, and I'm backing Ian McKellen
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
because I think a good talking to,
What a motley crew.
a good talking to, would sort everything out.
What a
I think
crew.
he'd be like, "We'll have a cup of tea, chap, and we'll sort this all out." And then that's how they'd figure it out.
And that's why you would have died immediately.
No,
I-
Ian McKellen would have died, and then
me-
after I saw him getting his arm ripped off, I would have left immediately. I'm sorry, Ian.
It's okay, boss.
I thought we could do this peacefully.
I would have died immediately. If I'd somehow made it through the war and they were like, Ben, you've got to go back, I'd be like, okay, take your trousers down. All right, fair enough, I'll do that. Put them back on, actually. Let's just deal with that. I would have, the orb thing they come out of, it would have been about 8 feet in the air and I would have hit my head on the fire escape and come back down. And that would have been the end of me. And then someone would find me a bit later and be like, oh, it's just a naked homeless guy who's clearly just not killed himself.
Humanity is doomed.
Right, so last bit before we get our verdict in.
Sure.
So, how do you think it influenced films of the future? To give you some influence, you've got obviously Shit Runner, you've got RoboCop.
You've clearly mispronounced that to have a go at me. And I'll tell you what, mate, it's worked. I'm mad at you now.
I hope it cut deep.
It did.
Good.
It really did.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's
But I used the word shit
Is that
instead of
Blade?
blade
Yeah.
because I hate that film.
Yeah,
I think it's shit.
of course.
Okay, yes, obviously it influenced a lot of things. It has a dirty sort of noir look to it, doesn't it? It's grubby, blacky, bluey, grey.
I think it influenced a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
This is very Cameron though. Everything always any film he does they took a step forward in some sort.
He raises the bar, doesn't he?
He does.
There's a reason why South Park took the piss out of him raising
Scott
the
keep
bar.
raising the bar. Yeah. I think this sort of at 8 it launched 3 people's careers pretty much.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it launched those 3, and they're all still working today.
I'm not sure. I mean, there must be a bit of retirement, but they got good careers out of this, didn't
but
they?
it's in the fact they also managed to bring back Linda to do Sarah Connor for the latest film.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that's a big thing, and it was a massive thing to be like, we're getting her back and Arnie back in the same film, which was good. I think it kind of redesigned what a killer is, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of slasher films in the 80s were also kind of influenced by this because the Terminator just walks everywhere. I think there's
He does a little run.
He does. Oh yeah, he does do a slight run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gets set on fire.
Yeah.
Classic.
Have a bit of dignity.
He was influenced by Halloween, the slasher, but then I think this role rejuvenated it and it inspired a lot of like RoboCop, for example.
Yes.
RoboCop is he's not obviously a bad guy, but very slow, very methodical.
Yeah. Very Austrian.
Very Austrian.
I may have
He's fucking massive.
I may have got my films mixed up again. There's so much of this which has made its way into other films and franchises, but it's so hard to say what this inspired because there's never been anything else like it. Does that make sense? I think people have tried.
Ben, we've been over this. Terminator 2.
That's true, but nothing else. Terminator 3 as well. But there's never been a franchise or a film that did this again, because you would there's been no other film that's been we're sending something back in time to kill you, and it's also almost unstoppable. There's been copies of it, but it's so hard to do this again because it was like lightning in a bottle. Especially
I agree.
Especially this and number 2. I just think obviously almost everybody who likes films now or has gone into filmmaking in some kind of way and likes sci-fi. If you're a sci-fi fan, you like this film.
I'd like to meet a person that doesn't. I'd like to hear their reasoning why.
Yeah. and I would then punch them.
Yeah, I all 4 copies of myself would.
I would punch them in the ear. That's what I do.
I mean, the aesthetics we talked about with Blade Runner, but I think it had a heavy influence on time travel films as well. The best example I can think of would be like Looper.
Yeah, that popped up when I was looking it up.
A more modern day version, but where you're going back to kill yourself or whatever that plot of that film was.
Probably.
Something about that. I think, arguably, although there have been predecessors to this, it continued the trend of like AI and machinery in science fiction becoming a thing. You have had previous examples. Bishop we mentioned in Alien is one, and lots of others. But I guess it's that view that AI is inherently evil and uncontrollable. So that's why you always say please and thank you when you're using.
I still do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, like, weirdly, I think it probably also encouraged some of we talked about the careers and stuff, but I think it probably encouraged a lot of people in film like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is a wrestler, which could be a form of acting.
But you're using Arnold's comparison to like starting as a weight trainer, Mr. Olympic, going into film.
Going into films,
Yeah, and Dwayne has done that. It's the exact same transition.
The techniques, the techniques that are used in this, that are used in other films, came from this. Like the great example, like the opening scene is obviously the Terminator, really iconic, the skull getting crushed underfoot. But in the background, you can see those giant tanks firing as well. But that's rear projection.
I'll take your word for it.
Indeed. And we'll leave it there. Yeah. Like it's them filming a stop motion tank or model being rolled over, then blowing that up on a projection, putting that on the background.
Yeah.
To then give you that effect. And it had been done before, but it hadn't really been done like that. So everything looks real. That's why this film, I think, still holds up so well, because they did so much of it in camera and practically.
I just want to go over that very quickly. I don't want to go on it too long, but the whole future scenes that you see, there's like a few of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
I really like the fact that I think less is more in this. You only see probably 10 minutes of screen time of the future of how it is, but I think it paints such a good picture. And I don't like the fact that in like number 4 it goes into the future. As a kid, I always wanted that film. I always was like, I really want to see the resistance. I want to see the war. And I think it's better this way, just having little snippets of like how horrible it was, and they're eating gruel and watching a TV on fire.
But I would argue that's probably because, given the budget of the film, you wouldn't want to spend loads of your budget creating that dystopian future.
No, I agree, but
because I think it
benefits from it.
I thought those bits, although it's interesting, weren't my favourite bits because I didn't like the way it looked so much. To be honest with you,
I think it's a very.
It felt a bit like throw this scene together, go.
You need to watch. I think you need this and Terminator 2. You can't watch one.
It's a great pair.
I think you need to watch one. You can't watch one without the other. And I'd say that to anyone. Like, if you've just seen Terminator, watch Terminator 2 a few days later, and you'll see you put those two together, why it's such a good.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's perfect. It's like they're almost perfect for films, like put together.
All right. So I'm going to ask you if you approve it.
No,
I hated it.
No. I've got real thing.
If I could go back in time, I would.
I would snap.
I would not watch
I'd snap every DVD copy of this. No, actually, it'd be too far in the future then. But like,
every Betamax would go.
I've done it. I've snapped every DVD of the Terminator. It's like we had VHS back then. What? What's that?
I'd record over the VHS.
God, this is so much more.
Snooker or something.
This is so much more difficult to break.
Of course, I would nan approve this. My nan would love this shit.
She'd love this shit. Ben, would your nan love this shit?
My nan, right wing though she may be, would love this.
Nice. My nan also would love this. Unanimous approval.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since we've given that.
Yeah.
So it feels nice. It's a welcome change.
Is there anything we can give higher than a nan approval? Can we give it like a gold star as well?
Who's the best nan?
A pair
Helen Mirren?
I bet
she's a great
Mother Teresa. That's probably quite good. This gets our Mother Teresa award.
Nan award. I would give this the Teresa.
Oh, Nana from Peter Pan, the dog. This gets the Nana from Peter Pan, the dog award.
Yeah, but where does it rate in the Spafties?
And the Spafties?
I mean, for that, I think it rates highly for that sex scene as long as you mute it. Because the music really does let it down. And I shouted that in the cinema. I went, I can't masturbate to this. And I got up and walked out.
I will finish, but I won't be happy about
I
it.
will finish, but I'll finish in my time in another film.
All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
Yeah.
I am. How much trivia is there for this? This must be so many.
Do you know what? There's a lot. I handpicked a few.
Yeah, of course.
Because, goddamn, if we do all the trivia, it'll be another
There'll be
review.
another whole podcast.
Okay, so Cameron conceived the Terminator after having a fever dream while sick in Rome. He imagined a metallic skeleton emerging from a fire, which then became the foundation for the T-800. Did you know that?
No, but that happens to us all when you've got your head in the toilet thrown up and you're like, is that a Terminator?
If that's what happens to you, dear, then fair enough. I just want to focus on not shitting myself.
Would
I
it make you feel
have had the
better
same
next
dream
time?
when I thought something metallic was coming out of the fire, but it was just a paperclip.
The one that used to help you.
Yeah, it was Clippy.
Yeah.
You look like you're,
I don't need help, Clippy!
you look like you're throwing up your lung. Do you need help with that? No, Clippy.
So this bit of trivia coming up, I think you'll find quite funny.
Always.
Or not. So, producers originally considered casting O.J. Simpson as the Terminator.
Yes, this was it.
God.
But Cameron rejected it because he thought audiences wouldn't believe him as a killer.
Oh.
I know, right?
Also, you wouldn't want the bit when he's like, I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle. Oh, and those gloves. Oh, they don't seem to fit. And he winks at the camera, and then he knifes a woman.
Very good.
Schwarzenegger was first brought in to read for the hero role. He was initially cast as Kyle, but James Cameron realised he was the perfect villain, so they reshaped him as the T-800.
I love Arnie in his film roles, but I don't think I could take him seriously as Reese.
Live with me.
Yeah, no, he's fine as the hero in 2 because he's established already to have like no emotion. And,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But also, I would be quite weirdly fascinated to see him in the sex scene. I just think poor Sarah would have died immediately.
What's the but also he's just like you would look at that and go, he's too big.
Yeah. Who's going to not like that? Not like that.
No.
Pervert.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, God.
That's what I said in the cinema. I was like, I can't believe this. It's too big.
Yeah, so originally, Arnie didn't want to say, I'll be back, obviously the catchphrase that he has. He wanted to say, I will be back. And I have to say, I just don't think that would work.
There was something about that. He couldn't say, I'll be back, because of his accent, so he really struggled with it. So I think that's why he wanted to say, I will be back, because it's like, I know how to say that.
But, it's iconic.
It is iconic. Is that the most iconic phrase in it? Or is like, come with me if you want to live?
Yeah.
Hasta la vista.
But that's in 2.
Oh.
Are you saying the first one?
Yeah, just from the first one, because those are the 2 big ones.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
This is the most bizarre one. Maybe not more bizarre than O.J. Simpson, to be fair. So Cameron sold the rights to the Terminator for just $1 to producer Gale Ann Hurd on the condition that he could direct it. It was a huge gamble, but one that launched his career. Before that, he was eating canned food, living in his car.
Who was it?
James Cameron.
Wow.
How mad is that? He sold the rights for $1, but like I said, on the condition that he has to direct it. I mean,
Is
Jesus
this his
Christ.
first...
It was his first big film.
Yeah.
He'd done shit films before. I had a little look. He'd done like Piranha 2 and he'd done some shitty films that just hadn't made any money.
Yeah.
He was a risk at this point, I guess.
I think as well he then married Gale Ann Hurd.
He loves marrying me. He pokes the payroll all the time, doesn't he?
Honestly, if there's someone who pokes the payroll, it's James Cameron. Given the chance, he would have fucked the Titanic. And that is a good
Still good.
And that's a Nerds Against Normality fact.
He was the iceberg.
I think he married Gale Ann Hurd, and he also married Linda Hamilton after, not at the same time. I think he married one of the women from The Abyss as well. Something else. He's on his like 7th wife.
They would do a lot of illegal shoots. So they didn't get permits to shoot in certain locations. So they would wait till it was dark and they would sneak onto set, literally just film the scene and fuck off.
Get out.
Do you think like some of the LAPD watched it back and they're like, hang on a minute?
No. I recognise that naked man anyway. But I love that. I love that it's that kind of filmmaking though. I still love that sort of filmmaking. It's just like, look, we have got no money.
That's real filmmaking, that is.
Yeah, that's real filmmaking.
That's why Ben is barred from at least 20 states.
I did get banned from a location once for filming. That's a story for another time.
Right, you slags.
Sorry.
I'm done talking about this film.
Cool.
So I'm going to wrap it up. Right then, we've been Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for hanging with us. Catch all of our latest episodes every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. If you have a question, something you want us to review, or a great story from your week, please email us at nanpodcast@outlook.com. Leave us a good review. Thank you very much. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.